Hey guys, so I hope you all doing okay. So today I'll be talking about antidepressants and my take on them. So I've been taking antidepressants for quite a while now, maybe 2 to 3 years, and I've switched between different antidepressants. Um, so what I understood is, we have these brain chemicals called as dopamine and serotonin. So these chemicals are all over in the brain and they modulate all the energy, the mood, everything. So everyone has a baseline of these chemicals. When this baseline is so when we feel sad or when we feel happy, this baseline fluctuates and it goes up. If we feel good, if we feel happy, it goes up, and if we feel sad, it comes down. So these fluctuations are kind of temporary when we feel so in a healthy person, like in a person with a healthy brain, these are very normal. So these fluctuations are um, there for like very certain amount of time, like, and they come back to baseline. So once that period of happiness or sadness is over, these come to the baseline. But sometime what happens, let's say you get a major trauma, like something terrible happens to your life, and so these baseline chemicals go down, like a lot down. And so that's what we call depression. So these brain chemicals going very down, um, and they refuse to, you know, come back to the original baseline. So that's what we call depression. So in depression we don't have like we do feel good, but these feelings of feeling good are very um, futile. Like these are very short lived. And yeah, so just to take these baseline chemicals in depression that are way lower, just to make them again at the original baseline, these antidepressants are given. So these antidepressants increase these chemicals, and they try to restore the original baseline. So, but since these chemicals are what do we say, these are like not very what is that word, mm, yeah, these chemicals are not that sensitive to medications and stuff, so it takes a long for medication to show effects. So that's why people are on antidepressants for years and years. There are people who see difference in like less time, like maybe let's say 6 to 12 months. But it so let's say a person who has very supportive family, friends, and yeah, his environment is good. So first of all, what I think is he will be um, less he'll be less likely to develop depression and anxiety, because if you have pretty supportive environment, if you're like, forget about friends, but if your parents are very supportive, they they supported you, they loved you, they showed care for you, so you automatically become a very good adult. Okay, that's again my perception, because I feel like when I was a kid, I wasn't given enough attention, love, and care, and that's why my adulthood is, I'm still looking for those things in my adulthood. So I feel like people who belong to stable households are less prone to depression and anxiety. But even if they get depression, anxiety, I feel like it's easier for them to bounce back since they already have that support. And yeah, I feel like most of them actually do. Okay, I've seen some examples. In my case, yeah, my family is very supportive, but there was a time in beginning of my depression journey they were not that supportive. So that's where that's from that point it started to get worse. So if they had supported me during the initial phase of my depression, I feel like I would have been better, a lot better than what I'm currently. So yeah, I feel like depression, antidepressants work. They try to restore the chemicals in the brain, but it is not instantaneous. It needs years and years of intake for that to show effect. So yeah, also therapy plays a major role. It's actually recommended to get therapy. I mean, it's you should get a therapy. You must get a therapy if you have anxiety and depression because therapy works best alongside of medication. So my problem was I was focused more on medication and I barely received any therapy. So that's why I didn't see that much of improvement. So yeah, this is what my take on antidepressants. I feel like they work. They work. Again, it's different for different people, but I feel like most people do get better if if someone has good family, he's less likely to develop anxiety and depression. Even if he develops, he's more likely to get out of it that too soon. The only people who have major depression are people who have something very traumatic happen to them. So I feel like that's very tough to get out of that situation. I mean, that could happen to anyone. Like people from um, good family, like supportive family, that can also happen. But I feel like again, it's better for. I mean, the people who have great support of family, they are able to get out of it pretty quick than the ones who do not. So yeah. Um, okay, so this is it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll reply to each comment. Yeah, thank you for watching.